All right, Algebra 1. We are going to just quickly finish up some story problem type stuff. We've done slope-intercept, which is this one. We have also done standard form. And now we're going to finish up by talking about point-slope form. And point-slope form, as the equation or the formula goes, should look pretty familiar. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. And again, that's a formula that you have been using. We used it on our quiz. It's on the board. But now with story problems, we're going to be looking at how to use this in a story problem setting. Okay, so just like on the other ones, the slope is something that is changing or happens more than once. Okay, so something like per hour or per person and stuff like that. So we've kind of done that already. And then you've got your two values here, and you're basically going to use the, like, whatever the x is, which is going to be time or whatever the per is talking about, so per hour, per person. And then the y value is going to be like one of the end result. And you just plug that in like a point, just like in our problems, we would say like x and y are 2 and 3, so plug in 2 with the x and 3 with the y, okay? So let's look at some examples here, and then the rest of the time will be yours to work through the review. So at number 9, it says at Eagle Bay, it costs $12 per hour to rent a canoe. Nate and his friends rented a canoe for 4 hours and paid $68. Write and solve an equation. So in this case, the per hour, like I said, we're going to make that the m, and then look at these two. So the hours and the 68, these are going to be like our points, x1 and y1. x1 is hours because, again, it's time, or it's what we're talking about with the slope per hour. And so when I set that up, it's going to be y minus the 68 equals m, which was 12, and then x minus how many hours? 4. And then you can basically leave it like this, or do what we did before, which is distribute and solve and get y by itself. So y minus 68 equals 12x minus 48, and then add 68 to both sides. And so we get y equals 12x plus 20. And so using that equation, we can now go ahead and plug whatever we're looking for in. So at the end, it says write and solve to find the cost to rent for 7 hours. So like I said, 7 hours is x, so we're going to plug it in right there. Y equals 12 times 7 plus 20. And so that's 84 plus 20. And when you add those together, we get 84 plus 20 is $104. There we go. So you don't have to solve like we did here, but it just kind of makes it a little easier and simpler to manage. Okay, so let's look at number 10. It says a construction company charges $18 per hour. So right away, you pretty much know that's going to be your M for debris removal, plus a one-time fee for the use of the trash dumpster. The total fee for 8 hours was $219. So look at that. We got x1, we got y1, and m. So let's set our equation. Y minus 219, and then equals the slope, 18 per hour, x minus 8. And then distribute and solve again. So 18x minus, I don't know what 18 times 8 is, so I'm using my calculator. and we get negative 144. And then we add the 219, and we get y equals 18x plus whatever that is. So 219, that's 75. There we go. And so, once again, look at the last thing, right? And solve an equation to find a one-time fee for the trash dumpster. One-time fee. Well, if it's a one-time fee, that means it's basically our starting point. Well, it's kind of what we talked about before. You don't need to look at this, but look at that, starting amount. So since we have it in y equals mx plus b, we actually have our answer right here, and it's y equals 75. Okay. Now, the other way to do that is, well, the one-time fee is before we have any hours, so you'd plug in 0 for x. And so that would cross out, and then you just have 75. Okay. So let's do one more here, and I have you try one here. So number 11, it says a company offers premium cable for $39.95 plus a one-time setup fee. The total cost for a setup and 6 months of service is $264.70. Write and solve an equation to find the total for 2 years of service. Okay. So let's see here. Yeah, so this right here, it doesn't say it's per, but it's per month. So this one's kind of premium cable for $39.95 plus a one-time setup fee. So that's per month. So that's going to be our M. So here's X1 and Y1, Y minus 264.70 equals M is $39.95. And then x minus 6. Okay. And so now we go ahead and distribute and do everything we've been doing. And we get 39.95 x minus, and then 39.95 times 6 is 239.70. And we go ahead and add this, 264.70, and we get y equals 39.95 x plus whatever this is. So 264.70 and then minus 239.70. 25. And so if that's our total, it says 2 years of service. So you got to think in months. 2 years is 24 months. So we're going to plug in 24 for x. And so do the math. 39.95 times 24 is 958.80 plus the 25, and our final answer is 983.80. Okay, so that's a long way to go about it, but that would be it. So if you want to go ahead and try this last one, again, think about this being per week, and then you got X1, Y1. So set it up, and then figure out how to answer that last question. It says to find the cost of the installation fee. So this is going to be your B once you get y equals mx plus b. Okay, so try that out, see what you get, and then we'll go ahead and get our review today. You can start working on that, and we'll go through a lot of that tomorrow. Okay, good luck, peace.